you guys, this is going to be part 2 to the video that I've already uploaded about the new ELDT training, which is the entry-level driver training that was implemented, and it went into effect today. So if you want to get a CDL moving forward, watch my first video, and then this is the updated version or information that I found out in the last couple days. So I'll go over everything a little bit like before. So if you got your learner's permit before the 7th, you won't have to take this training. This applies to people that are trying to get their CDL now and what's going to be required. And if you have your CDL already, but you want to add any of the endorsements, you will need to take this training also. So on the National Registry, which is on the government website, the FSCMA or however you say it, go to their website and it's going to say providers or the provider registry. Go to that, put in your state, and it's going to pull up all of the schools that have registered to do that. Now, this is where it gets tricky because these schools will lie to you and charge you full price. According to the government website, you are allowed to, there's 2 parts to this schooling. The first part is the theory part. You are 100% allowed to do it online. The cheapest I found online for that course is $300, but you can do it at your own pace, you can do it at your house. I've already signed up for that, and it's going to take quite a few hours to do it because I did it all yesterday afternoon into the night, and I'm only at like 26% finished. So basically, I've taken all 3 of the tests. I've passed them at the DMV, but it was too late to process my paperwork for me to get the permit. So I still had, like, it's crazy. So the information that I'm going over again is basically what I studied to pass these tests. And I don't see any difference. So now, here's the kicker. The other part of it is called behind the wheel training. Now, you will have to go to an in-person school for that. This is where the schools were trying to lie. And I called them out on it, on the 8 schools that I called in the Vegas area. And most of them were like, we don't do the behind the wheel training. And they had no idea what I was talking about. Most of them didn't even know the rules. And all they have to do is go to the online site and it tells you everything. So go onto the site, the government site, and just read everything so that you understand everything thoroughly so that nobody can lie to you or take advantage of you. Now, even the behind the wheel training, the cheapest that I found was $2,725. These classes are filling up fast, you guys, because everybody has to go to them. So if you want to get your CDL fast, get signed up for these courses. For the whole course, the theory and behind the wheel, it was $5,450 at this same school. There was other schools that were charging as much as $6,000 and some as much as $8,000. But I got prices from like $5,490, $4,675, $3,200. That was for just behind the wheel training. I can go all the way up to Cedar City, but that would be literally like an hour-and-a-half trip, or like an hour and 45 minutes each way. And that was a little under $3,000. And the next available was like sometime in March, which that's out of the question. So I'm headed to Vegas right now to sign up for this class. And it's going to cost me $27.25. That's the cheapest I found, and the class starts on February 28th. It's the soonest. So I'm going there right now. If you sign up for a course, do not pay the whole thing up front, no matter what they say. Put a down payment, put half of it, whatever, because like this school that I'm talking about right now, I can't find any online reviews. I did look up their business license. It's a legit business license, so always double check that. That's why I'm going to their office personally right now, because I wanted to see if it looks 100% kosher. I want to see if they've got the trucks out in the yard, things like that. And then I'm only going to put a down payment, and I will pay them the rest once the school starts. But man, this is frustrating. There's no way of getting around this, you guys. It's been in the works for a while, so everybody knew about it. I I took my test way in advance, but something happened at the DMV that they didn't process me because I was waiting for my permit to come in the mail. And I waited and waited and waited, and it still wasn't coming. And so I went in there on Friday and I inquired about it, and they were like, oh, you haven't processed yet. And it was like 3:30 in the afternoon. And so she tells me, well, we're not processing any more people today, but we will be open tomorrow, Saturday. And we are doing limited processing tomorrow. So if you get here early, you might get lucky and get in. So the lady, she goes, come tomorrow. She goes, I'll help you. Look, you know, make sure you come to my window or whatever, which is kind of impossible because you get a number and whoever calls you, calls you. So they opened at 7 o'clock on Saturday. I literally got there at 4 o'clock in the morning because she told me a lot of people were coming, and I knew that was true because everybody was scrambling to get this done before today. So I get there at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 34 degrees outside, and there's already 3 people in front of me that have already put their chairs in line and they're in the car waiting. So I still stood outside because I didn't have a chair or anything, so I stood outside, and I was the 4th one, and about 6:30 came around, and I of course drank too much coffee and I had to go to the bathroom. No bathrooms there. So I told the guy behind me, hey, can you hold my spot? I'm gonna run down the street, go to the gas station real quick, go to the bathroom. So I get back, it's about 6:43 when I return. Usually they don't come out of the building to start doing anything until just before they open. Well, apparently the security guard came outside right when I went to the bathroom, and the guy that held my spot, he did try to get the number for me, but they said, nope, she's not here. Well, too bad. And he's like, she just went to the bathroom, like, blah, blah, blah. They still wouldn't go for it. So I get there, everybody's got numbers to go inside, and I don't have a number. So when they opened the doors again, I bitched about it. I was like, this is bullshit. I've been online since 4 in the morning, legit. I had to go to the bathroom. Like, what do you expect? The guy was like, nope, you weren't in line, you weren't there, blah, blah, blah. And so I ended up not getting my number and being able to get helped. And they said they weren't going to process anybody else, that they already did it for the day. So I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I've already passed all 3 of my tests. All I have to do is get processed. I have my DOT, physical, I have everything. Like, how can you do this to me? I'm like, you're gonna force me to take this class that I think is thousands of dollars. This was before I found out the price. And they didn't give a shit. They did not give a shit. So it's caused me to, I'm gonna have to fork out $3,000 for this bullshit. And man, if you don't have any of, I guess, the testing done or whatever, you're gonna have to take the entire program, and it's gonna cost you between $4,000 and $6,000 on average. That's what I'm finding out across the country. I called in California, and they were about the same prices. So my suggestion to you, if you are just, you know, your heart is set on becoming a truck driver, that's what you're gonna have to do. And the best case scenario that I can say is try to find a company that will hire you and that will pay for your training. That's the only thing I can think of that you can do with, you know, to get around not paying that. Unless there's some grants or something out there to do that. I wouldn't finance it if I were you guys. Find a way to like get it taken care of. Even if you have to go work for one of those companies like Swift or something that doesn't have the best, it doesn't have the best intentions, I guess, for their workers, but they don't have the best reviews and all of that stuff. But if they're willing to pay for your schooling and you got to drive for them for a year, just go do it. Just go do it, because there's no getting around this. And as far as I can tell, this new mandated training is basically the school that you could sign up for before. My friend that took the school a year ago, she only paid $4,000 for the school. And so, this is crazy that the government hasn't set any regulations for it, and that it's basically giving people or these companies or schools